What is up, guys? Wraec here with a new video, and today with a 150 million attack LFA, quite insane. Reason for that is DH actually fixed the fixed stats from the LIFESTAR update. Those weren't showing up in the stat line. Now they are fixed. I got around 7 million, a bit over 7 million attack from that. My LIFESTAR actually says 2.7 million attack, so I guess probably scales with the awakening stats, giving me around 7 million, which is pretty decent. And the total probably means that we get like 70 million attack from it, because there are 27 million attack actually in there. We got a tenth of that, so that times 10, 70 million on top of that would mean we end up with over 210 million attack in total once we upgrade the entire Destiny trail. Well, that's quite insane. We're still a bit away from that, and that is also something we want to talk about today. I want to tell you guys my opinion on whether or not I got the right loot or pick the right loot from the anniversary event, because if you check it out on stage 7 and 8 this time around was the first opportunity to select Destiny materials. I went for the Star Soul chest one time, which we got 2 chests there, and then I went for the Destiny Trail upgrade selection chest. And there is a third chest that actually gives you the material you need to upgrade the skills included in LIFESTAR. And so you have the choice between a combination of 2 of those chests. And of course, you can earn those materials free to play as well. And I want to tell you guys my opinion on all of this and give you a better idea on which materials you actually kind of need and which are less important. So starting off, I put the LIFESTAR on LFA, which seems like an obvious choice at first because, well, you think LFA, that's the damage dealer. Big damage, big numbers, we like that, and we certainly do. Of course, 150 million attack, I can point to it again at this point. But there is actually some reason to not do that. And they are still changing the skills a little bit. They changed the UI quite recently to show the active skills and passive skills. But after thinking about it for a bit longer, I have to say, and considering the time we probably need to do all those upgrades, I should have probably not put this on LFA necessarily. I can still switch that, but there is another problem we'll see in a second. So this is actually the skill that I have. This is the Charm Seeking Knowledge level 1. And what this basically does is after each hero action, which seems to refer to LFA, so when LFA does something, one of the following effects is triggered. And my eyes were, of course, on this one. Increased attack with the highest increases the total damage caused by our hero, which is Master Yoda English. So in that sense a bit complicated, but what they seem to mean is they increase the attack of the hero with the highest damage dealt by 15% for 1 round, which seems cool. The problem with that is if you have it on LFA, and LFA is the hero with the highest damage dealt usually, then when your LFA acts after he did his attack, he will grant himself a buff that increases his attack by 15%, and that buff will run out at the end of the round. So we'll never actually profit from that buff, which is, yeah, not that great, actually. The 50 energy can be quite nice, but he's usually not the fastest in the teams you run in, because you want to have some supports go ahead, so you can make use of those supports' damage buffs, actually. And so this was probably a bit better used on a support hero, probably on something like MFF. There I could have put this skill and made use of this attack buff, really, which would have been quite nice. And I could have done that, but I didn't really consider it, and I thought maybe I would unlock the other skills first. I looked at those skills more like a pack, you know? Like, I looked at those skills and thought, okay, well, we have this, and some of those skills are really nice. This is really nice. Attribute debuff gets converted to corresponding attribute gain. It's like the new hero's abilities. Very, very nice to have on some hero like LFA to get rid of attack debuffs or to get rid of crit debuffs or something like this. Very, very great. And then, of course, you later on get the ability to boost the stats of the hero this is on. This, for example, at the beginning of the battle and at the end of each round of the first 5 rounds, increase the energy of yourself and the random ally hero by 50 points. 50 energy recovery every single round for the first 5 rounds. Madness! Damage dealt, damage reduction, all just for this hero. It's basically built-in endless cane with energy gain. Superb to have on a hero like that. It's just, you unlock those later. That's level 21. You will be busy quite a while actually getting there. So not actually that easy. And given that we kind of now rather would want this to be on like a support hero, it is a bit weird that I went for the material for the fixed stats. The fixed stats are only granted to the hero that the skill is equipped on. And I wouldn't necessarily want to buff my Mystic Fairy Freya's attack, for example. So yeah, the combination of those materials is the problem here. I can of course switch that over to MFF. That is possible. That is something they enabled, and I didn't try it yet, but it's in there. We can just go here and put another hero in here and just switch that over. It's no problem. But the combination makes no sense of the materials. Either I would have gone for the other two chests, but not for the fixed stats if I planned to put this on a support unit. So in that sense, I made a bit of an error there. Beyond that, you can't actually use all of the fixed stat materials right now. You will have quite a bit of access from the chest because you have to get LIFESTAR level 5, which is a bit complicated. Well, not too much. You have to upgrade it right here. And you can see you need a body material, and you can upgrade 4 levels. And then you need 1 body material to actually break through to level 5. And then you can upgrade it a bit more. And you will end up at like level 7 or 8 if you selected the skill upgrade material, the essence of the Fate Star it is. With the standard gain that I get from campaign, and you can select that in campaign once you reach a certain point, I'm still way off. You need 11,100 for 1 upgrade. I'm at 691, given that I collected that for multiple days. Yeah, that is like sublimation drops from campaign. You never actually get to the point where you get the upgrade, it seems. At least not in any decent amount of time. This will probably be months just for the first upgrade. So the real way to do it is through events, through chests, which I think it could be a bit more, honestly, because that's just level 1. I assume on later levels we will have higher requirements. So yeah, a bit insane. Going for the skill upgrade material would have been a decent idea. I think that's the second best choice you can make in this event. And would have allowed me to actually use some more skills, then switch that over maybe to support hero, and I would have gotten like this skill and the first passive skill, so this one, and probably have been quite decent. Right now I have this still on LFA. You can't really profit from this ability too much. It's a little bit more for support ability right now. I get these attack buff, of course, which is nice. I take it. I mean, if you don't have a very high train, it's probably even better, because then it is a major buff, really. But was probably not the right decision. What was the right decision, you may ask, though? Well, the right decision would have been to select 2 Star Soul selection chests. Let's take a look at those again. The Star Soul selection chests that I mean are... where are they? They are those, Star Soul selection chests, and they include the material you need to unlock the ability. Why do I need 2 of those, or why did I want 2 of those? Because I have a huge account, it would have allowed me to actually unlock all 3 abilities. I would have had 1 excess Star Soul selection chest that I could have kept, but I could have unlocked all of those abilities, because I have enough Destiny rank 6 heroes. I have 3, could have had 4 Destiny rank 6 heroes, so I could have put an ability on each single one of them. What's the advantage of that? Well, on top of course, having all of those abilities unlocked and making use of the first ability that we have, you can also see once I click on this, well, not this time, but you actually gain the material to upgrade the fixed stats. You gain this material from having the ability unlocked. So I have an output speed, you can see it right down below, 8,757 per 1,800 seconds of this material, which I can upgrade fixed stats with. And basically, every time 1,800 seconds are over, I get this certain amount. And it's actually based on the heroes I put in as support units here. They made this pretty clear now, and we can check out the difference. That is a companion star level 100, 9 out of 10 requirements fulfilled, basically, and we can see them right there. Current companion star level cap is 100, basic level cap is 24. My root tree, which is the tree of origin, gives me a certain amount here. We have skill, warship, sublimation number 4, which are a bit weird, weirdly worded. What they mean is basically, are all your skills sublimed? Yes, okay, well then you get 12 points. Root core quality is, do you have a noble core? Yes, 12 points, okay. Ascension level, if this would have been Nirvana, we would have actually been at 120, so that's the max. And if you have a maxed hero with everything maxed in here, you get the highest amount of material. This hero only grants 2014 per 1,800 seconds. My DGN is maxed, so she grants 2096. In comparison, we have an E5 in here that has basically none of those requirements fulfilled. Basic level cap, 24. Nothing is fulfilled. So here we only gain 496, making this, well, pretty bad. We gain fixed stats for our heroes here as well, 180,000 attack and 31 million fixed HP and 5 speed. And we can switch it at any time. But this is the way you actually gain the resource to upgrade the fixed stats. And if I selected the second Star Soul selection chest, I could have put, I could have had another hero, another 2 heroes that had the abilities unlocked, and I could have actually started to collect all 3 of those chests, all 3 of those materials, because there is a different material for every single hero, for every single ability. Every single one of our 3 abilities actually has its own associated material to upgrade the Destiny Star Path. And you want to collect all of those eventually. So this would have been a very nice head start to actually have all of those abilities unlocked, and especially on a big account like mine, I could have gotten decent results from that, because I have a lot of heroes that just have a noble core on them and fulfill a lot of the requirements there. Not all of them are Destiny rank 6, of course, but I can put something in there like an LFA. He has a noble core, he has full sublimation, so I can get some decent levels. And so that would have been a very nice option for me to actually collect a ton of resources early. I think if you have a big account, that's the way to go. If you know you can't really put a lot of heroes in there and probably have to settle with some very bad choices, I mean, you can still go there just to get the extra stats, but it'll probably be worth it to go for the skills instead and focus on the performance you can get from your one single hero. And then again, I guess there aren't a lot of small accounts out there that have access to this skill really, given that right now, well, you require Destiny rank 6 to unlock it. So a lot of players don't really have that, and until the age actually allows us to use different ways to get noble cores, or puts them early in an event, which was discussed like on this first slot here, for example, and gives us a way to get cores there. Until then, this won't really change, I guess. So, as I said before, best choice, double Star Soul selection chest in my opinion, followed by 1 Star Soul selection chest, or 1 selection of 2 Star Soul selection chests, and the upgrade material for skill, and then followed by 1 Star Soul selection chest and the Destiny fixed upgrade materials, which I think isn't too good. It's a good amount of stats, but it's not your first focus. Your first focus is get those materials, get your material gain going. Second focus is upgrade your skills, which you need the bottom material, which is the soul stone, and you need the material to upgrade your skill, which in this case is the fish. By the way, if you are confused about this, 691, that is the amount of materials I have. That is not the requirement to upgrade. The requirement to upgrade is visible once you hit level up, then you see it. It's a bit weirdly done. I guess they are going to overwork or rechange this UI in the future, but we'll have to see about that. A few words on the free-to-play gain side of this. If we check out the Void campaign right now, I have the selectable loot in here. I can go and select the material. This is the fish, of course, that we saw before, the material to upgrade the skills. You can see them all. You can collect 1 at a single time. So you have to make sure you select the one that you want to go for the skill. Or want to activate the skill for. I assume they are later going to add more different skills. The UI is kind of set in a way that you can add skills to them later. But you should select one of those skills. The Charm Seeking Knowledge one is quite alright, it's quite a good one. You can go for that, or you go for the Burning one, which is also quite nice. The Dodge one, I think, honestly, I reckon this one is bugged. I reckon we are going to have one poor soul that upgrades this thing is going to notice that the Dodge doesn't work, because Dodge often doesn't work in this game. But we'll see about that. Beyond that, you get those chests. They now have a description, and those chests include 1 shard for Star Soul, and you need a lot of those shards, sadly. Yeah, we can check this out. The button is actually a bit hidden. If you go for level up, there it is. You need 5,000 shards. Yeah, that's a lot. If you wonder how many I have, given that I have unlocked that, well, we have unlocked it on Friday, I think. And since then, we are collecting the material. Or no, we have unlocked it before, actually, because the update was there before. We can see how close I am after probably like a week of collecting them to my first Star Soul, and we are at 80 out of 5,000. Yeah. 100 would be 0.2% of the way. No, I'm lying. I'm blatantly lying. 1 second. Quick math, that's wrong. 500 would be 10%. Okay, I was blatantly wrong. The math was off on this one. It's 2% once we have 100. Until then, it's 1. Why do I do this? 1.6, right? I'm right now, 1.6. So a long way to go, really. A long way to go. With that current rate, like a year of collecting, which is a long time. So I guess this is not really supposed to be in your hands unless you whale on an event and get it there. And I like the idea that they put this in like a chest. So when you reach the point where you have 5,000 of those chests, you can just select one of these abilities and get like the full star. So you don't have to open those till then. I wouldn't recommend opening them till then. Keep your chest there in your bag until you have 5,000 of them, then you open them and then it's go right. Maybe we will get some from events as well. I assume they are going to do that in that way. I hope they are going to make it easier to get to the lifestyle level, to fulfill the lifestyle requirements and have like a Destiny rank 6 hero. I hope they make that a bit easier. But we are going to see. We got Ethereal Realm. And one thing to note there, if it asks you to fulfill some weird requirement, I forgot the name. They tell you some building that you need and tells you a weird name for that building. And that building doesn't exist. It's not in here. The building they mean is this one. The Star Whisper Palace, but they won't tell you Star Whisper Palace, they won't tell you something like Transmutation Palace or something like that. And they mean this building. This building you have to build to make use of the LIFESTAR update. So keep that in mind. Yeah, do I like this? I think it's a decent update. It has decent skills. It was done in a rather low quality way. I think they could have noticed that the fixed stats were missing. I think they could have noticed all of the errors in the text, because if we check out the skills, well, they are written in a horrible way. Well, we just did stuff like this that doesn't have to be in there. You can find a person that speaks decent English and can write you decent text for those skills. It's not asked too much. Would have been rather nice if they went for that and did that in a proper way. They didn't though. And beyond that, I think it would have been nice if they gave some information on this to content creators, to actually make some videos on it, to prepare people for it a little bit, would have been good. And I don't like that probably no player other than really big whales at the moment can engage with it. I know a lot of people that just said, okay, I don't have a Destiny rank 6 hero, so I don't really care. And the Noble Core requirement for Destiny rank 6 is honestly quite insane. Don't be worried about that, by the way. It's not the Noble Core requirement that's keeping you from Destiny rank 6. A lot of people think that because you get like all of those materials from the Void campaign bosses, and then you can't really use them because you lack cores. Once you use all of those materials from the Void campaign bosses, you will still be ages away from a Destiny rank 6 hero. So you also lack DT materials. Thinking about it, that doesn't really make the situation of most players better in that way. But yeah, that's the thing. I hope they make that a little bit easier at DT materials, make the access to the DT materials a bit easier, make the access to core a bit easier. Then this could be really nice, and I think people would love to interact with it. In the way they release it right now, I think people like to see it, but having no way to actually achieve it and interact with it and try it is a bit weird and a bit annoying, I guess. I don't think they should release updates in this way. Like there should be some way to actually get close to that point. I understand that it has to be like, okay, if you have an upgrade material or an upgrade way, you can't always design it in a way that it's immediately accessible by everybody. Like, for example, Train, you can interact with Train really early on. There has to be some stuff that is like locked behind other gates. But I think the amount of gates that we have right now is just getting a bit much. Like you go for tree, and then you have sublimations, and then you need cores, and then you need destiny materials, and then you need a ton of destiny materials actually. And once you reach that point, you also need a certain amount of transcendence heroes, and you need a ton of stellar, and that's just a lot. It's just a lot, and I feel like that's a bit of a problem in itself. Aside from a few other problems that this introduces, because now we actually have very, very full events. Full in the way of, you now have those chests that are in the event, and you have 3 different chests actually. At the same time, a lot of people still want Destiny materials, and those are now also in the event. And at the same time, we kinda, and I don't have to search for the chest actually, we got the Origin Artifact Selection chest. We had like 2 events or something to actually select those at decent positions, and now the positions where those chests were are actually these positions where we now have the T materials. So I kind of selected the new deific artifact chests nowhere now, which meant from the entire anniversary event, the only chest that I got with those Origin artifacts was this one. That was just in there, and you couldn't select something else. So it's a bit weird that they brought all those artifacts, released all those artifacts, even released a new artifact with this event, but you really don't have a way to get those. Even if you whale, you don't really have a way to get those, which is very, very weird, because we have so much loot that is like more important at the moment. And that's just my take on it. It's a bit weird overall. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. Tell me your opinion about LIFESTAR down in the comments. I wonder how many people of you guys have a Destiny rank 6 hero, and if you don't have one, tell me what's your highest Destiny rank at the moment. I would really care about that. Please let me know that down in the comments below. And with that, I wish you a great day, and we'll see us in the next one.